Alex Ovechkin, the Washington Capitals legend still going strong at the age of 39, is closing in on what once seemed like an unbreakable record, Wayne Gretzky's all-time record of 894 career goals. That is truly a stupid number of goals. Now, Ovechkin may not be able to surpass the great one this season, but it's going to happen sooner or later. And when Ovi does pot number 895, it'll undoubtedly be one of the great moments in hockey history and the perfect capper to one of the most illustrious, indelible careers the NHL has ever seen. So with Ovi on the verge of one of hockey's most hallowed records, let's take a look back at some of the other incredible moments Ovechkin has authored throughout his extraordinary two-decade run in the NHL. Here are the top 5 greatest moments from Alexander the Great.
Play clock at 5. Score 4 goals. 3! A 2-home run in and 1.
Okay, at number 5, we gotta kick this list off with Ovechkin's unforgettable NHL debut, a performance in which he showed off not just his offensive gifts, but also his physicality. Obviously, his reputation as a goal scorer preceded him, but on his very first shift in the NHL, the 6'3", 240-pound rookie let it be known that he can also throw his body around, crunching Radoslav Suchy into the boards with a massive hit that actually broke a stanchion off the glass.
304, tied for the NHL goal-scoring lead.
The youngest player to ever do that. He had 41. And that was a perfect breakaway for Columbus had he picked that up in his skates, Joe.
And then at the other end, Alexander Ovechkin just buried Radoslav Suchy.
Gotta love that. And that's why the fans are on their feet here.
Yeah, the fans were digging that thunderous start to Ovechkin's career. And he'd bring them to their feet a few more times before his much-anticipated debut was over. In the second period, Ovechkin netted his first NHL goal on, what else, a perfect one-timer.
Dinas Zubris spins, Ovechkin fires, he scores! Alexander Ovechkin, welcome on board!
And not even 5 minutes later, Ovi got number 2 on the power play.
Ovechkin tried to saucer that one for Castles. Biron, why not? Leclerc the save. One more time, he scores! Ovechkin from Halpern!
Talk about a good first impression. Alright, at number 4, we've got Ovechkin's first, and as of 2024, only, playoff hat trick, which came in Game 2 of the 2009 Eastern Conference Semis against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and just so happened to come on the same night that Sid the Kid also netted a hat trick. So a bit of context here. This series marked the culmination of an all-time individual rivalry that had been simmering for years. Remember, because of the 04-05 lockout, Ovechkin and Crosby ended up making their NHL debuts in the same season. As a result, the two phenoms were inextricably linked from day one, and as their early careers unfolded, both players made a strong case as the game's preeminent superstar. Ovechkin, if you recall, beat out Crosby for the Calder Trophy. Crosby then became the youngest player ever to win the Hart Trophy. Then Ovechkin took home the Rocket Richard, and then he did it again. Finally though, years into their hardware arms race, Ovechkin and Crosby met in the playoffs for the first time in 2009, with their teams squaring off in the Eastern Conference semifinals. And in Game 2 of that series, the two superstars put on a historic show, jointly authoring one of the greatest playoff games ever. But it was Ovi that earned bragging rights that night. Yes, both he and Sid netted hat tricks, but it was Ovechkin's team that came out on top, with number 8's third goal representing the game winner in a 4-3 Capitals victory.
He tied it. Ovechkin a shot. He scores! A hat trick!
What an absolute snipe that was. I'd be remiss if I didn't point out though that Sid and the Penguins ended up winning that series, coming back from a 2-0 deficit to sink the Capitals en route to a Stanley Cup championship. So while Ovi unquestionably won the Game 2 battle, Sid won the war. Alright, at number 3, we've got another momentous hat trick. One that came more than a decade after that epic playoff hattie against Sid and the Penguins, and one that thrust a gray-haired Ovechkin into truly rarefied air. In 2022, with a staggering and unprecedented 9 Rocket Richard trophies to his name already, Ovechkin further cemented his status as one of the most exceptional goal scorers in NHL history, becoming just the 3rd player ever to reach the 800 mark, along with Gretzky and Gordie Howe. And fittingly, he hit that incredible milestone by completing his 30th career hat trick, a benchmark reached by only 5 other players in NHL history.
Forecheck, Mantha centers in front. Kuznetsov have a shot. And there it is. 800. Alexander Ovechkin has done it.
Legendary stuff. Okay, at number 2, we've got a goal that isn't historic per se, but it's just straight up mind-boggling. Like Exhibit A of Ovechkin's generational, superhuman ability to put the puck in the net. It's a goal so extraordinary, it's now known simply as the goal. And if you made the case that this is the greatest goal in NHL history, I wouldn't argue with you. The best part though, Gretzky had a front row seat for it.
Ovechkin storming in. Alexander Ovechkin curl and drag to the back end. He scores! Simply sensational!
When the aliens invade Earth and demand to see footage of the NHL's all-time greatest goal scorer, as we all know they will, this has to be the first clip we show them. Now then, without further ado, at number 1 on our list, the greatest moment of Ovechkin's career has to be when he finally became a Stanley Cup champion in 2018. In his 13th NHL season, after racking up countless individual awards and cementing his status as an all-time great, Ovechkin checked the one outstanding box on his Hall of Fame resume. He propelled the Capitals to the first Stanley Cup title in franchise history, finally getting his team to the top of the mountain after so many playoff flameouts. And I mean flameouts. The Caps didn't advance past the conference semis in any of Ovechkin's first 9 trips to the postseason. And on 3 of those occasions, the Capitals were eliminated in the first round, including once when they were the top seed in the Eastern Conference. Frankly, it looked like a Stanley Cup championship just might not be in the cards for Ovi. But the dude was absolutely determined to make it happen in 2018, racking up 27 points in 24 games that postseason, 15 goals and a dozen assists, with 5 of those points coming in the Capitals' Stanley Cup Finals victory over Vegas. For that, Ovechkin earned the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP, and he bookended his legendary postseason with one of the all-time great victory parade speeches too.
Before the year, I said, not me say, it's just us saying, we're not gonna be fucking sucked this year! We're the Stanley Cup champions! Yeah!
So there you have it, the top 5 greatest moments from Ovechkin's career. Well, so far at least. What did we get right? What did we get wrong? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That's it for me. I'm Jonah Birenbaum. We'll see you next time.